As we learn about stress, you may be wondering if this is essential information that the students need to learn. You may be also wondering when there will be an occasion that you will be explaining stress. As you are looking through the lessons, you'll see that we don't necessarily say, and this is this type of stress. However, it is important for you to know about stress so that if students ask questions about the way that the word is spelled, you may be able to point out not just the inclusion of a suffix, but also how the stress has changed because of the addition of a suffix. So I would like to show you an example. Here is a word. If students try to read this, they may recognize that they have joy as a word it's a word that they know, and then they will box the OUS, and then they will read joyous, joyous. Of course, in this case, the word is joy, and then it turns into joyous. And if the students could not read the word, didn't recognize the OY that says joy, then they may have boxed OUS, and then they will have underlined, in this case, the OI, the diphthong, and they will have read joyous, joyous, right? And again, the accent is, the stress is joy. It remains, it retains the stress in the first word, the originating word, joy. Here's another example, though, of a word. As the students see this word, they will box, let's say again, they cannot read the word, they will box the IOUS, which is a suffix, and then they will look at the first part of the word, and then they will underline the vowels. So they have two vowels, they have two syllables, and then they will break in between. And even let's say they before they even go to break into syllables, they recognize, oh, this looks like luxury. It is the word, it comes from luxury. So if it comes from luxury, you will point out that it is luxury. However, here it is luxurious. That the stress, the accent, the stress moves now from luxury to luxurious. So it moves to the second syllable, and now the vowel over here, it's an open syllable. So it is luxury, luxurious. So you can point out to them that it's not just that it changes the stress, the vowel sound, luxury, it is luxurious. It's an open syllable in this case. So it is a way for you to further explain to the students, look, the vowel sound changed and the stress also changed. The accent, where the syllable that is the accented syllable, the one that I hear more, the vowel sound when I say the syllables in that word, is the one that I hear more. And again, if I look back in this example and the teacher was breaking breaking the syllables by identifying the syllable types, the teacher would have done lux, luxur, ios, luxurious, luxurious, right? And the teacher would have said how important it is to be flexible in the way that we are pronouncing the vowels. And if a student said, but if the word comes from luxury, how does it turn to luxurious? The teacher could have said that we changed the accent too, and we added the suffix, and the addition of the suffix also changed the way that we're pronouncing that vowel sound. Instead of saying to the students, well, this is a weird word. I don't know. It is a weird word. Because if the students think that the words are weird and this is how they're pronounced, then it takes away any interpretation. So it is important for students to see that, oh, there must be some possible way of explaining why it's pronounced in this way because of the addition of the suffix and the stress changes. Let me show you another example. This is another word. Again, I have the OUS, I will box it, and then I will break, and the word is famous, famous, famous. However, I have another word. This is another word where I have again the OUS at the very end. I have in at the beginning. And now I should have said in famous, infamous. Since one is famous, this should be infamous. However, it is not. That's why it's important for us to be also flexible. It is infamous, 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 infamous. So someone who is not famous, it's not infamous, it is infamous. And now I am changing the stress, so it's moving to this syllable, the beginning syllable, infamous, infamous. And I'm changing the vowel sound. So in this case, I'm showing these examples to you so that you can see that it is not just that we're learning about stress, we're learning about flexibility, we're learning to explain to the students that it is important to be flexible, it is important to consider the position of stress, but also it is important to consider the vowel sound and how that vowel pronunciation will change. So students can anticipate when they are reading these words that I need to be flexible, and I need to be flexible with the pronunciation of the vowel, but also with the pronunciation of where the stress is, where the accent, what is the accented syllable when I'm reading a word. So that way, that can be an interesting conversation with the students. I should note to you that this the lesson where I drew the word joyous, and I drew the word, I pull out the word luxury and luxurious. There are words that they appear with the suffixes OUS, IOUS, EOUS, and that these are in week 6 of suffixes, and this came from lesson 3, so that you'll know where this came from. But this is why I would like for you to see how the function of stress and the function of accented syllabus is important to consider when we are working and explaining information to our students.